Have you ever watched a documentary about the ocean and just wished you could dive in and explore it all without any gear? No heavy tanks, no bulky masks, just you and the deep blue. Well, let's dive into that very idea. What if humans could breathe underwater? What would our world look like? Right off the bat, our relationship with the ocean would be completely transformed. Forget about just dipping our toes in at the beach. We're talking about a whole new frontier opening up. The 70% of our planet covered by water would suddenly become our backyard, our playground, and maybe even our new home. Imagine cities built beneath the waves. Not the clunky pressurized domes we see in sci-fi movies, but sprawling, elegant structures integrated with the natural environment. Picture homes carved into underwater canyons with bioluminescent jellyfish lighting up the streets. We'd have farms cultivating seaweed and other aquatic plants, and maybe even ranching certain types of fish. Transportation might involve riding currents or domesticating marine creatures like dolphins or manatees. The architecture would be incredible, designed to withstand pressure and work with the flow of water, looking more like coral reefs than concrete jungles. This new underwater world would create a massive economic boom. Industries we can't even dream of today would spring up. Think deep-sea mining for rare minerals, but hopefully done in a way that's sustainable and doesn't harm the ecosystem. We'd have marine biologists living alongside their subjects, making discoveries daily. Imagine the tourism. People would travel from all over to visit these underwater wonders, creating a whole new sector for underwater hospitality. But how would we actually do it? How would our bodies adapt to breathe water? Well, we could take inspiration from fish. They use gills to extract dissolved oxygen from the water. So maybe we'd develop our own set of gills, perhaps located along our necks or rib cages. These would be intricate, feathery structures with a huge surface area, allowing us to absorb oxygen directly from the water passing over them. Our lungs might become redundant, or maybe they'd adapt to a new purpose. Breathing water is one thing, but surviving the deep sea is another challenge entirely. The pressure down there is immense. Just going 100 meters deep is enough to crush a normal human. So our bodies would need a major upgrade. Our bones would have to become denser, more solid to resist being compacted. Our tissues and organs would need to be more resilient, perhaps filled with incompressible fluids rather than gases. Our rib cages would need to be more flexible, able to compress without breaking. We'd essentially become living, breathing submarines. And what about seeing and hearing underwater? Our eyes aren't designed for it. Light behaves differently and everything looks blurry. So we'd probably evolve a second transparent eyelid, like a built-in goggle, to correct our vision. Or maybe our eyes themselves would change, with pupils that can dilate much wider to capture the faint light of the deep. Our hearing would also adapt. Sound travels much faster in water, so our ears would need to be recalibrated to process sounds and pinpoint their direction in this new acoustic environment. The cold of the deep ocean is another huge problem. To survive, we'd need better insulation. Maybe we develop a layer of blubber, like whales and seals, to keep us warm. Or perhaps our metabolism would shift, running at a higher rate to generate more internal heat. We might even evolve a more streamlined, hydrodynamic body shape to move through the water with less effort, with longer, webbed fingers and toes acting like natural flippers. With these adaptations, we'd become a new species, Homo aquaticus. Some of us might choose to live our entire lives underwater, forming new cultures and societies completely separate from the land dwellers. These underwater communities would have their own languages, traditions, and art forms, all inspired by the ocean. Imagine music created from the sounds of whale songs and the rhythmic pulse of the tides. Imagine sculptures carved from coral and rock, and paintings made with bioluminescent pigments. This split between land dwellers and sea dwellers could lead to some interesting social dynamics. Would we see each other as one people, or would two distinct civilizations emerge? There might be conflicts over resources, disputes over fishing rights, mineral deposits, or territory. The land dwellers might see the ocean dwellers as strange alien beings, and vice versa. Or, hopefully, we could find a way to coexist, sharing knowledge and resources, creating a richer, more diverse global culture. Living in the ocean would also change our perspective on life itself. We'd be intimately connected to the planet's largest and most mysterious ecosystem. We'd witness the incredible biodiversity of the ocean firsthand, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. This would hopefully give us a profound respect for nature and a powerful drive to protect it. We'd be the guardians of the reefs, the keepers of the abyssal plains. Pollution and overfishing wouldn't be abstract problems. They'd be threats to our homes and our way of life. Of course, there are downsides. The ocean is full of dangers. We'd have to contend with predators like sharks and giant squid. We'd need to learn how to navigate treacherous currents and avoid underwater volcanoes and earthquakes. And there are creatures in the deep we know nothing about. What unknown horrors or wonders might be lurking in the darkness of the Mariana Trench? We'd be entering a world where we are no longer the apex predator, and what about our connection to the sun? Humans are creatures of the light. Living in the perpetual twilight of the deep sea could have profound psychological effects. Would we suffer from a new form of seasonal affective disorder, a deep-sea depression? We might need to create artificial light sources that mimic the sun to maintain our mental and physical well-being. The transition would be the hardest part. How do we get from here to there? It would likely involve advanced genetic engineering, a process that would take generations. We'd have to make difficult ethical decisions about altering the human genome. Who gets to become aquatic? Is it a choice, or is it decided for you? These are big questions with no easy answers. But let's assume we overcome all these hurdles. We've become a species that is as comfortable in the water as we are on land. The exploration possibilities are mind-boggling. We could finally map the entire ocean floor, explore every last trench and cave. We could study marine life in its natural habitat without disturbing it. We might discover new species, new ecosystems, and even new forms of life that don't rely on sunlight at all. Our science and technology would take a giant leap forward. Marine biology, geology, and oceanography would become the most exciting fields of study. We'd develop new materials inspired by the strength and flexibility of marine creatures. We'd harness the power of ocean currents and tides for clean, limitless energy. Ultimately, the ability to breathe underwater would redefine what it means to be human. It would expand our world, challenge our limitations, and force us to see our planet in a completely new light. We would no longer be just a terrestrial species, confined to the land. We would be children of the earth and children of the sea. It's a beautiful and slightly terrifying thought. What do you think? Would you take the plunge and join the world beneath the waves? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the deep, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.